Alright, so here she is. Now when I first got this thing, it was 3 or 4 different colors. The hood and both front fenders are from a Talon. The driver's side door and the hatch are from a different car, same with the front bumper. Pop the hood. Alright, so it's got the 16G on it, Evo 3 16G, PT 1000cc injectors. The alternator's rewired with a battery. It's got the adjustable fuel pressure regulator. Everything is pretty much deleted. All the emissions bullshit, obviously. Power steering. This alternator bracket, a few weeks ago, the bolt that's supposed to go down here, I was driving around, my belt started squealing, and I checked it out, and that bolt was snapped somehow. I don't know why or how they could just randomly snap. I haven't touched that bolt in over a year since when I put this alternator and engine back in, but anyway, so I took the bracket off, flipped it around, and bolted it up here where the power steering goes, and it's enough tension to work. I'm not gonna take the water pump and time belt and all that shit off just to fix a fucking bolt, you know. I was gonna relocate it, the battery or the alternator to the AC spot, but I don't like doing that. I like it up front. Anyway, the strut tower rust. It wasn't even that big of a hole initially, and then I started cutting, and then I kept going until I felt like the metal was really good. So it wasn't even that bad. I sanded it down and cleaned the whole engine bay up really good, and then painted it, and I cut the hole out before I did anything, so the hole is all painted and everything inside and out. There's 2 layers there, and I was painting through both of the layers, so it should still be exactly how it was when I had the motor out. Interior, I mentioned that it wasn't all put back together, and the reason why is because the plans were to flock everything. I don't know if you know what flock is, but it's like a suede or a felt almost. If you've ever seen inside of a gun cabinet or some kind of display casing or inside of a casket, it's got like suede felt stuff. So that's what I was gonna do with the whole car. I did both kick panels, and a lot of the hatch is done. So I have my toggle switches. This one's to start it. This for the starter. This one's for the fan. This one's empty, and then this one is for my dome lights that I put in. I got a light on the floor on each side, down on the bottom. And there's one on each side over here, and then the 2 in the back. And plan was to put those in before putting the headliner in, then I could trim out the headliner so that way the lights will poke through perfectly. Like I said, I was gonna flock everything. This stuff, I've always really liked it. I've never done it before I got this car, and this stuff is pretty badass. So I got all the interior stuff, including a driver's side door panel, everything. I have everything down in the basement. I gotta flock it all, or I was gonna flock it all and then put it back together piece by piece. Same with the plastic pieces down back there. Everything was gonna be flocked. Every plastic panel was gonna be flocked. Door panels, everything. The dash and everything I was gonna do at some point, but I was only gonna do it when I was doing some crazy wiring stuff, or I had another reason to pull the dash out, because it's a lot of work just to flock the interior, or to flock the dash. These cloth seats, the factory cloth seats, these are by far my favorite factory cloth seats. I love these things. All four matching. In the hatch. Most of the interior back here is flocked. I have this piece that's in the garage. I just had it out the other day to show somebody and never put it back in. The battery's relocated back here. I always use welding wire for the cable. This is it's either 1 gauge or 2 gauge. Pretty sure it's 2 gauge. Most of the time I use 2 gauge and 4 gauge when I do the relocations. Relay panel. These are nice because I hate tapping into random shit like dimmer switch wiring or radio wiring or whatever, cigarette lighter stuff. Like every time I add a fan or any kind of accessory like a light or whatever, it's already got a home, so I just kind of plug it in and I tap into here instead of into some random wiring. So it's nice because everything already has a home. But the fuel pump runs off this one. Everything on this side comes on when I turn the key on, and this side is for the toggle switch stuff. Like this is for the fan. I don't have my dome lights over here yet because when I put the wire on the toggle switch panel, I put it on the wrong one, so for the dome lights, so it runs off of, I think, this one here. But it's designed to basically have like a neat and nice organized way to run your wiring for your aftermarket shit. That's pretty much it though, I guess. I can start it up for you and so you can hear it. Hopefully the alternator don't squeal. Incredibly smooth. I don't use open loop, or I don't use closed loop. It's stuck in open loop through ECM link. Miles on the gauge cluster, but I don't know how true that is. That should be from this car, but before I got this, I don't, who knows if it was swapped out. I don't remember what the title says. It might just say exempt on it, I don't remember. Oil pressure gauge has never worked. It didn't work in my last car either. I don't know if it's the sending unit or what, but I don't even think it's hooked up right now because I gave up with it. So the CD player, I didn't do any wiring or alter any wiring with the interior harness or engine harness or anything. So this isn't all the way plugged in, you know, it's just hanging there. The reason being is as soon as you plug it, push it in, even with the car off, it comes on. So I just always, when I get out of the car and shut it down, I pop it out so I don't drain the battery. It's got a ricer mirror in it. The only reason why that's in there is because I couldn't get the stock mirror to go on this ball. I tried a couple different mirrors and still, I don't know if I was doing something wrong or what, but so I just laying around and put that in, and I kind of really like it now, so I'm kind of glad I did it. Sunroof works. Throwout bearing was always made a noise in this. I don't know why I did that in my last car, but when I just had the transmission off a month or two ago, I changed the throttle bearing, or the throwout bearing, and it's still, you can hear it rattling. I don't know why, but I don't know. Lifters are noisy at first. But that goes away. Hit anti-lag real quick. Anyway, I can't really think of anything else to say. The rear upper control arms, I have the spacers or washers in them. Can't really see, but that's how, you know, I'm sure you know, that's how you get the camber and tow you want. I still need to add some more because it still has a little camber to it. Probably a little more toe, it looks like. Anyway, this is the fan. Ratio. Well, can't really think of anything else, man. If you have any more questions, just ask. Could take pictures or more videos or whatever you need.